Oh. Alright, I thought I had everything pressed on. But I was wrong. Not the first time, not the last time. Boys are up here with me at Uncle Bubba's house. And we are
Say hi.
to...
Say hi. Hi. Say again. Okay.
And we are going to press on the roller bearing onto the rear hubs. And to do that, we're getting in place. Bubba just ends up having the perfect stuff. I don't know why, but this is the perfect size with the flange on here to fit perfectly onto the bearing. And then a nice pipe. Put it down, and all we do is get it started.
I'm the helper assistant. Go sit over there.
Hammer it down, and eventually it'll self-center itself. Self-center itself. Bad English. And we just hammer it down until it sits on this flange here. So we'll go ahead and time-lapse that for you. All right, now with those bearings pressed on there, we're going to get the rear differential set up. So this is the time-consuming part because we need to set our lash, meaning the distance between the gears and the gear teeth, to make sure that we have the proper amount of play, not too much, not too little. If it's too little, it's going to be difficult to rotate this. And if it's too much lash, then there's just going to be way too much play and looseness between the teeth gears. And you do that by adding different thicknesses of gaskets to both sides. Now this is the passenger side. To assemble this, first I'm going to get the passenger side axle housing on, flip it over, set it down so that way I can do everything up and down vertically, because really it's the driver's side gaskets that are going to set the lash of the gear. So we'll get this side installed first, and we do that by putting the thinnest gasket, which is the white. On this set from Best Gasket, it says the white is 3 thousandths, 5 thousandths, 7 thousandths, 9 thousandths thick. Or 10 thousandths. Whatever. We can do the math later. But from what I understand, you put the smallest one on the passenger side. Get all the rest of these gaskets out of the way. So one, it's caught up on this cork one. All right. Up. Now, always know which side is top and which side is bottom. So this is the bottom of the Banjo, because this is how you drain out the fluid, gear fluid that's in there. This is the bottom, top, forward, back. So you want to make sure that you set up the housing on here correctly, in that you have to make sure that your leaf spring bracket is going the right way, which should be going towards the back. So we know that this is the passenger side. Stand it straight up like this, and it would be facing the back as it should be. And it should be pretty much parallel with the drivetrain. Oh, that was a good sound. All right. Not quite. Here comes Warren.
Dad,
Yes,
can I
Warren.
take off my pants?
Wow, I'm recording. Do you really want that to be going out on the internet? Yeah,
My pants have a little bit of pee.
sure. Close the door. Ah, children. There we go. And now, really only need to use 3 of these to get them to secure this down. All right, now that we have this side on, those 3 bolts good and tight, we're gonna flip it over and assemble the other side. Everything's so heavy. All right, time for the axle assembly to go together and the housing. Let's go ahead and pre-pack our bearings. I'll do that off camera to save you guys the joy. Okay, now that the roller bearing has been greased, all this is greased, all this is prepped, we can now put the gear assembly into the housing. And now that the axle housing is on, it's actually going to hold it aligned to that gear. Here we go, nice and heavy. Flip. And down. There we go. All right. There it is. So, it's already rotating pretty freely, which is great. Pretty good. Everything that you need and want. But now we need to put the housing on this side with the proper thickness of gaskets. Now, the recommendation is that you start with the last 2 white. Oh, apparently I only have 2 in the entire thing. So that would be 6/1000ths. Let's make sure that's correct. Yep, we're moving on to ivory. So we've got 2 here. First one. All right, so 3,000s, 5,000s. Let's just do an ivory, 1 ivory on top of a white. So that'll just give us an extra 2,000s. And we'll see how that is. If it's too loose, then we'll know to go backwards. Okay, with that, we'll put the second housing on. Again, this is backwards, so we want to put this on with the... Oh, I'm going to want to lube that bearing also. All right, again, off camera. Okay, now we can get the actual housing on. It would be helpful if I took the nut and washer off the top so it actually fits through. Learn from my mistakes. There we go. To be aligned correctly. We'll do 3 bolts. Somewhat triangulated around. Whew, scary. Perhaps I need a better setup. Okay, so it's tightened on. First check. Turns easily. That's good. And almost 0 free. Huh. Did we get it right on the first try? That would be great. And nothing back and forth from this side. I think we might have gotten it on the first try. Well, there we go. Now we just need to remove all this, put in some RTV, and reassemble it. Hey, I think I did that right, following the instructions. Yeah.